I have a new game for you this time, and it's called Crazy Mazes. It's a series of crazy mazes. It's set over 3 levels, and the mazes are interactive. So the mazes are moving, apart from the first level, which is the easiest one. The mazes are all moving, and you've got to find your way around. So let me show you how this works. I'll press the green flag to start, and the start button. So like I said, this is the easiest level just to start. You've got to get all the way around, and when you get to the green dot, it takes you to the next level. And can you see what you have to do here? So jump on the bar, the moving bar, and then you've got to get round to that green dot again. There we go, and then this is the trickiest one. And again, oh, I missed it. Alright, but let me show you how it works and see if you can complete the different levels. In fact, you can always change and adapt these levels to make it more difficult or a little bit easier to pass. But let me show you how to start. The first thing we need to do is delete Scratch the Cat. We do not need him. Gone. But what we are going to do is set up, first of all, our backdrops. So click on backdrops up here and convert to bitmap, and we're going to fill in the whole of that background to the paint pot and choose a colour that you like. I'm going to choose a bright red, and there it is, filled in. And this is going to be my start page. So just rename up there. And I think while we're here, I might just set up my levels ready, because I know what colour I want, and I want it to be the same colour on every background so that we can keep with the same code all the way through. We'll set up our levels now. So down to the paint, convert to bitmap, and click. Down to backdrop, click on paint, convert to bitmap, and we might just do one more. Paint, convert to bitmap, there we are. So now I have my start page, and then these are going to be level 1, level 2, level 3. What we need though is level 1 to be in position number 1, level 2 to be in position number 2. An easy way of fixing that is just to move that start page down to the bottom. And now level 1 is 1, level 2 is 2, and level 3 is 3. And all we need to do now is just change the name of the costume. So we'll call level 1 number 1, backdrop 2 number 2, and backdrop 3 we'll just call it number 3. So there we are, good to go. We have our levels set up and we have our start page almost finished. The only thing we need to do is on this start page, just put the title of your game. So over to text, choose the colour, good contrasting colour so it'll really stand out. I might choose a bright yellow, oh my goodness, neon yellow, and choose the font that you want it. So Crazy Mazes, I'm going to go with the Crazy Curly font. So Crazy Mazes, and then grab hold of one of the corner handles to resize. So you want it quite big to fill up. Okay, Crazy Mazes. So that's it. We're all ready, we're all set up with our backdrops now. What we need to do next is have a start button. The start button needs to be interactive, so it has to be a sprite. We can't just draw a start button because then we can't be interactive and set up some code on it. So new sprite, and we will make our start button. Okay, so choose the colour that you want. I think I might keep it the same yellow as my title for my button, but you choose whichever colour you want for your start button. I'm just going to choose a circle here, and do you remember these crosshairs? Any sprite that you make really needs to be centred over those crosshairs. There we go. On the stage here it has to be set up over the crosshairs. Over here, actually we can move it anywhere we like, but just on here it has to be over the crosshairs. Looking a bit plain, let's go and put a good border around the outside. Good contrast, maybe a really deep blue, and just watch how, as I move up with those numbers, this border around the outside gets a little bit thicker. Yeah, happy with that. And the other thing is, I might just write the word start in the middle. So back to text. I don't want that crazy font. Choose a plainer font. Handwriting in there. Oh, yellow. Made a mistake, didn't I? Let's choose a different colour. I might even choose that dark blue again. Not purple, dark blue. Alright, grab the handle, resize, and pop it right in the middle. Okay, looking good. Crazy Mazes, start button. Alright, let's code this start button so that we can get the game started. Over to code. So, what we always start with is when green flag clicked. When the green flag is clicked, first of all, we want the start button to show. So over to looks. First of all, it's going to show, and then when this sprite is clicked, there we go, thought I'd lost it then. When this sprite is clicked, then we want the start button to hide. So at the beginning of the game, the button will show. At the end of the game, it'll when it goes to the next level, it'll hide. Okay, pop that there. And we need to broadcast start game. So broadcast a new message, start game. Okay, and I'll just pop that one up there. The other thing we need to do is set a new level. So I need to just go to variables and make a new variable, and this variable is going to be called level. Okay, and we need to set level to, I'll put that in there, to level 1. So when the green flag is clicked, show the start button. When we click the start button, broadcast start the game, set the level to level 1, and then hide that button. Alright, and the other thing we need to do is on that background, on the backdrop, we need to set the code for that. So again, when the green flag is clicked, and we need to switch backdrop to the start page. So we've got the background set up. When the green flag is clicked, switch backdrop to start page. We have our start button set up that when the green flag is clicked, we show the start button, but when the start button is clicked, we broadcast start button, start game, go to level 1, and then hide that start button. Alright, next thing we need to do, go back to the backdrops, and now I'm going to set up our first level. So come over to backdrops here, up to level 1, and just be aware that when you get somebody to play your game, or if you play your game, the first thing they're going to do is click on this start button. So on your level 1, their cursor is going to be somewhere in this position, and you need to be sure that this is a safe position, because if they touch the red, game over. So let's go back to convert to vector. I'm going to choose a circle, and I'm going to choose a different colour this time. I think I'll go and choose that yellow again, or a similar yellow. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. And I'll try and make a circle that's maybe just very slightly larger than that other one. Okay, just grab hold of a corner handle, just drag it. Okay, so when they click the start button, there's no risk of them actually accidentally hitting the red, so that's fine. Up to Paintbrush, and now we're going to draw the maze. So I'm going to do it in the yellow colour, so it's the same colour as this, but the paintbrush, can you see it's a really tiny one at size 10. We probably need something like 100. How's that? Yes. And we just start drawing now. Just draw the maze. Try and have it fairly smooth. We need the start and we need a finish. So they'll come round here, round here, round here, and then when they get here we need another colour to show that it's at the end. So we'll choose, I do like these bright colours, a really bright green. There, just draw a dot in there. Alright, that's looking good. So let's set up the code now for this level. So back over to code, and we're going to say, when I receive start game, I'm going to broadcast, and I need a new one now, a new message, and the new message is going to say start level. Alright, when I receive start game, start the level, and then another one, when I receive start the level, then I'm going to switch that backdrop. When I receive start level, I'm going to switch the backdrop to, and we need to set up a new variable, and the variable is this one here, level. There we go. Alright, this is all looking good so far. When the green flag's clicked, switch backdrop to start the page. When I receive start game, broadcast, start level. Whenever you have a broadcast, you need a receive. So when I receive start level, see they match up? When I receive start level, switch the backdrop to level. The next thing we're going to do is set up a little sprite that's going to be your cursor that follows the maze around. So you can draw your own if you like, just draw a little sprite, but I'm just going to pick one out of the library. I've had a quick look through these. The one I'm going to choose is the little star. There's two different sizes of star, and I'm just going to choose the little one, this one here. Okay, so that's going to be my cursor that moves around. So I'm going to say, when the green flag is clicked, getting used to this one, aren't you? When the green flag is clicked, I am going to hide that one. Alright, so when the green flag is clicked, because it's going to be the start page, I don't want the little star to show, because I only want the star to show when I actually go on to the levels. So back to events. When I receive, here we go, when I receive start the game, I'm going to set the size of that because it's a bit big at the moment. Set size to, oops, come back. Set size to, let's try 30%. 30, yes. You see how small that one is now. Set size to 30%, and then forever, I want it to follow my mouse pointer. So as I'm moving my mouse pointer around, the little star is going to follow my mouse pointer. So forever, go to motion, go to, and it's this one here. It says random position, but just click the drop down, and there we have mouse pointer. So forever, go to mouse pointer, but if we touch the red, so if, control, if then, if we touch, remember touch is sensing, the colour red. Let me show you how we do this. So just click on the green inside there, and the little dropper at the bottom, and then come over to the red. So now you've got exactly the same colour. It's following me around. Let's just make sure we've got that red again. So if we're touching the red, then broadcast game over. Broadcast. New message. Game over. Oh no, game over. And stop the scripts. So stop this script. Okay, when I receive start game, set size to 30%, forever go to the mouse pointer, so follow the mouse pointer around the maze, but if we touch the red, then broadcast game over and stop this script. But if we don't touch the red, but if instead we touch sensing, instead we touch, click on that, go to the dropper, if we go to the green, if we get to the end of the level, then what are we going to do? We're going to change level by 1, which means we move on to the next level, and broadcast next level. Broadcast, new message, next level. Okay, alright. A few things we just need to do just to mop up a little bit, because we've got a lot of information there. In fact, we've got so much information, I think I might just put a little weight, because sometimes when you've got all these things happening at the same time, sometimes the computer just needs a short time, maybe 1/10 of a second, just to let things happen, and then it can move into this new script here. Okay, so that's looking good. So we've got a start button that's working, we've got the star that's working, we've got the backdrop that's working. We just need to finish off these game overs, because the start button, the star and the backdrop all need to know when we have game over. So on the star we're going to say when I receive game over, then we want that star to hide. Alright. Actually, I'm looking at this. I've got a hide there and a hide here, but I didn't put a show in, did I? Did you spot that and you didn't tell me? I just popped it in there. Okay, so when the green flag's clicked, hide, but when I receive start the game, then we can show, follow the mouse pointer, if we touch the red, game over, stop the script, if we touch the green, move on to the next level and broadcast next level. But this part here, game over, if I receive game over, then hide. Okay, that's the sprite setup. The other thing we need to set up is the backdrop. So with the backdrop, when I receive game over, then that backdrop has to switch back to the start page. And what was the other one? The start button. Yes. When I receive game over, that start button needs to show. Looks. Have we forgotten anything? I think that could be it. Let's test it, see how it's looking. So, that looks good. Alright, so level 0, which is the start page, that's fine. We'll have the title, start, click. Yes. The star, the little star sprites following my cursor. Shall we just test it going onto the red? Yes, game over. But what happens if we get to the green? All the way around. Ooh. Oh! Hey dear. I'm going to have to be more careful. Oh, all the way around. It was that bit, wasn't it? This bit here. Oof. That was pretty close. Now if we go in the green. Oh, that didn't work. What did we miss? Alright, let's just have a look. Oh, I worked out what it was, something very simple. It was just this one here. Instead of saying next level, it should have just said start level. So click on that one, start level. The other thing I've noticed is, what I might just pop in the middle there is just a wait block. Maybe 1/10 of a second should be fine. And then when we change level by 1, just wait 1/10 of a second and then broadcast start level, just to make this code a bit more stable so there's no risk of any glitches. Alright, so that's all fine now. What we need to do next is just go back to our backdrops and let's get the next level made. So we've followed this maze all the way around, got to the green dot here. This is where our cursor is going to be. So on our next level, level 2, we need to make sure that the start is just in this position. So click on there and let's choose yellow. In fact, what I'll do, I'll just go over here and I'm going to get the paint dropper, choose the yellow, and now when I go to my new level, the yellow's already in position. Alright, so I'm going to need a circle. Ooh, let me just have a double check again just to see the position. Alright, just about there. That's where we need to start. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually copy and paste. I will copy that circle and paste it and have one in this corner over here. Paste again, up in that corner, and then a final one, and I'm going to put it in that corner. And in this final one, I'm going to get the green. So back to the first one again. Find the colour that I need, paint dropper, back over here, and now when I go onto my circle, I can draw a little circle just in here as a finish. Okay, the next job is I need to draw a rectangle because I want to have a rectangle that's moving from side to side that I'm going to jump onto to take me over to this next level. And then another rectangle that's going to go up and down. I can jump onto it to get over here, and another rectangle to take me across to the final finish mark. So to do that, I need to do a sprite. I'm going to paint one. I'm going to convert to bitmap, make a rectangle, and I think I need a pretty long rectangle to get from one side to the other side. It needs to be able to span and reach both of those. I'll make it a yellow colour. It doesn't need to be exactly the same as the other yellow. Pretty good match is good enough, because remember the important colours are the red for the game over and the green to move on to the next level. The yellow isn't an important colour so far as the game is concerned. Alright, so let's make this rectangle. You know, I can always resize it later. I'm going to try that size. Let me just see. Ooh, that's probably too long actually. Make it a little bit shorter. Okay. Yeah, so that can go side to side with a gap as it's moving. Alright, I'll go over to code. Now, the code I need. Event. When the green flag is clicked, I'm going to hide, because you remember on the start screen, on the start page, I don't want this bar showing. So when the green flag is clicked, this sprite is going to hide. Also when I receive game over, it's going to hide then as well. So if I touch the red and it's game over, I'll hide again. But the code to get this moving, so I need to say when I receive start the level, first of all I'm going to hide. It'll all become clear. I'm going to hide first. And then I need to tell which level I'm actually on. So I need an if then. If I'm on this level, so I need an operator for that. If my level equals, and what level is this? This is level 2. So my variable, if my level equals 2, then I need to go to motion. If my level equals 2, well, first of all I'm going to show. If my level equals 2, then show, but then go to And let me set this up in the right position, because if I do it now, I don't need to worry about those XY coordinates because it's already set up for me. Just watch, if I move it up to that top position, it's already set up for me. But I'm doing this one first. I'll do the other one afterwards. So, about there. I need it to have a gap, and I need it to move left and right so I can jump onto it. So I'll have that position there. So if I'm on level 2, go to this position, and then forever, I want it to move from side to side. Forever, repeat 10 times to go right, and repeat 10 times to go left. And the left and the right motion actions, left and right, are on the XY coordinate, or on the Y coordinate. So to go right, we change, no we don't, we change X, goodness me. To go right, we change X by 10, and to go left, we change X by -10. We need as well, after the game over, stop other scripts in the sprite. Okay, so let's give that a try. All the way round. Very careful, nearly did the red again. There we go. Oh goodness, that's so fast. Alright, how do we slow this down? That's just too fast. If I jump, oh, I did, I managed to jump on. Oh, and I managed to jump off as well. No, I think I'll still make it a little bit slower. So repeat 10 times, change X by 10, repeat 10 times, change X by -10. Just to make it a little bit slower, we could put a wait in both of those. Goodness me, not for 1 second. Let's try 0.1, a tenth of a second. 0.1, tenth of a second. We can always make it slower than that, a smaller wait. But I'll leave it there for now. So we have the sprite going backwards and forwards on the lower level. We also need it to be on the higher level as well. So I'm going to Control, click and duplicate. So now we have 2. And then the second one, I need it to be at that higher level. So let's just see where that one needs to be. So let's grab this one, and I'm going to have it at that level up there. So which means that I need to take that position out and change it for this one here. This one here. Alright. Green flag, start. All the way around. So I can move on. Now the other one is the one that's going up and down. So I will, I think I'm going to have to draw another one for that. So let's draw one that, go back to bitmap, that goes vertical this time. I might make it skinnier. Let's make this one a bit harder. So let's have a skinny one. And it probably needs to be in that position there. Might have to have a fiddle around with this later. Probably in that position there. Go to code. In fact, even simpler than that, I think I'll copy all of this code here into that sprite, and then the only things I need to change are these 3 motion blocks. So I'll drag and drop that one in, and I'll drag and drop this one in. Really saves me having to reformat those. Alright, so here they all are. So there's that one, and this one, and this one. Alright, so instead of go to that position, I'm going to instead go to that position. And then instead of change X by 10 and X by -10, those need to be Y's. So change Y by 10 and change y by -10. Alright, see if that works. Start. And level 1, it's showing us level 1. Oh, it's not reaching. But how's the other one doing? The other one up at the top could be a little bit higher as well. Alright, so this one needs to be a little bit lower. So the y, let's change the y by 22. If we do it by 2, would that be too low? Let's have a look. I'm sure there's a quick way of doing this. What I might do, I might just disconnect it so it's not working. Ah, and it's still not low enough actually, look. Nope, still not low enough. So 2, I think is going to have to be minus, let's say -10. I think we get the idea, don't we? I think you can see what we're doing here, how you need to set up your game. Is that reaching all the way down? No, it still isn't. Okay, but you get the idea. So that -10 probably needs to be even -15. Actually, I'm looking at it and the bar just needs to be bigger. Alright, let's stop that. Let's go back to costumes and let's just make the bar bigger. Don't want it to be too big. Alright. All the way around. Ba-dump. Over here. On there. Alright, now we're working. Rocking and rolling. Yes. Yes. Alright. Time for a final level now. So what we're going to do first, go to backdrops and then third level. And remember we need to get our start position on the third level in the same position as our end spot on the last level. So that's where we ended up. So on this level here we need to choose the yellow. There we go, something like that. And then draw a circle around here. In fact, I might have a square this time. I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'll have a square there. I'm going to Command C, copy, Command V, paste, and I'll put the other one down in this corner here. And what I'm going to have is 2 crossbars that are rotating. So this is where we're going to start, and we're going to jump on the crossbar. It'll take us all the way around, and then we've got to jump off here. So I need the green on that side. So let me just go back to the last level, the previous level. Let's choose the green, get the dropper. There's the green over here. We might have a square again for the final part. As long as it's green, that's all that's important. And then we need this sprite that's going to be rotating. So down to the paint with the sprite. I'll have convert to bitmap. I don't want a green one. I'll have a yellow one again. And I'm going to see the crosshairs there. This is the pivot point where the cross is going to rotate. So I need to try very hard to make sure that the center, and I'm using these dots as a guide, so I know if I make it a bit skinnier that'll make the game a bit harder, but it's going to rotate around that point there. And then I'm going to have another one. Does it need to be bigger? I'm just wondering. If that rotates, will it reach both ends? Maybe not. Just make it a little bit longer. And then again. Alright, about there. And I'm going to copy and paste that and rotate this second one. about there. Is that about the centre? Yes. Okay, so this cross is going to rotate. We're going to come from the previous level on this square here, and then as it rotates we're going to jump on, it's going to turn around, and then we can jump off and go here. That's the plan. Let's see how we go. So over to code, and then we need to say when the green flag, so events, when the green flag is clicked, first of all we need to hide, because when the green flag is clicked that's when we have the starting page. And also when I receive game over, I'm going to hide then as well. When I receive game over, that's when I'm going to hide. Alright, but to get this spinning I need to say when I receive start level, okay, then I'm going to have if we're on the right level, and I need an operator so that if my level is equal to, and this is level 3, so the variable level, if my level is equal to level 3, if I'm on level 3, then show. And then we need this rotation, so we need a forever turn. And does it matter which way round it turns? Does it need to be clockwise or anti-clockwise? It really doesn't matter. Which one was this? This was the clockwise turning, and it's going to turn by 15 degrees. We can always change that. And if I leave it just like that, it's going to start whizzing round. So that's far too fast. I'll put a little weight block in there. 0. I could have 0.1, but that might be too slow. I'll try 0.2 and see how that goes. I think that's all. When I receive game over, when I receive game over, I also want to stop all of the scripts in the sprite. Okay. The only thing I'm concerned about is if these legs are going to be long enough. I might just lower it a little bit there. Fingers crossed. Alright, so start. I'm going to go round and round. I'm trying to be very careful now because I've got to reach level 3 without having to restart. And onto there. I'm waiting. I'm not rushing. And then onto this one. There we go. Oh my goodness. Oh, that really is very fast. Oh, no, far too fast. Let's say wait 0.3. or even 0.4. 0.4. That really was very fast. But you get the idea. I think what I'd like you to do now is see how you can get on with these. Maybe even adapt the game. You know, you don't have to copy these games. These are just some ideas of things that you could be doing. Oh, no. Alright, I missed it again. But I think it's working. Everything seems fine. Good luck. I hope your game works out well. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, please subscribe, leave a comment, like. If you've any questions, leave those also in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.